should start. It's starting now. Somebody will cut this out later. Okay, I'm here with Mr. Wolf.
Yep.
Can you tell us who you are for the people in the Toyota mentorship program?
I teach architectural and mechanical engineering here at Chaffee High School.
Did you do anything else before teaching?
I spent about 15 years in construction. I am a licensed general contractor. I work for the major home builders, and we built a lot of houses, apartments, condos, swimming pools, did the skate parks. So it's been fun.
Well, what made you want to become a teacher and stop all the labor outside?
Well, about 1990 or so, I had a bout with skin cancer, and the doctor said, this is melanoma, and you've been out in the sun way more than you probably should have over your life so far. It'd be a good idea for you to, get out of the sun. So the economy took a dive right then, and I figured, you know what, be a good time to activate my teaching credential and go work with young kids, and hopefully they can get a good start like I did. So that's why I'm here.
Since you know how to build houses and make the blueprint for them, have you made a blueprint of your dream house, or did you already make it? I got my taxes done one year, and my tax guy says, you need to buy or build a house, and I said, well, I'm working on one, but I did the math on it, and I'm a little bit short on funds, so I shelved that idea and went ahead and bought one, bought a fixer-upper, and I still have the plans for it, but I'm probably not going to build it. Well, if somebody wants to become an architecture major or in college, what kind of classes would you recommend to take during high school?
Well, a design class, art class, heavy on the math, physics, chemistry, all the sciences, things that go into a building that affect, the heating, cooling, structural. It all helps.
You said in art class, will we have to draw out artistically how the house would look like, or is it just like a ruler, it'll be this size?
Well, traditionally in a design class, students would take a pencil and sketch out some ideas of things they would like to build, or get ideas on paper and then modify them. So that component is kind of left. With the invention of computer software kind of changes all that. So, and I was never a good artist, so I like the computer part of it.
So you don't need to be an artist to be an architecture. You just gotta.
Not like you have had to in the past. No.
So can you tell us about these programs that we would use if we were to become an architecture?
Wow, a lot of that depends on what school of architecture you go to. I've had students go to some colleges back east, and they use other software. You have SketchUp for preliminary design. You have Revit for detailed modeling, building information modeling, where everybody involved in the project has access to it. So it just kind of depends on what you're going to do and what your team is out there. AutoCAD we used back in the day, and it's so, I think, going to the wayside, but it still has a loyal following of older people like myself. I started with it, but there's so many things now that are way more powerful than AutoCAD.
Okay, well, if somebody were to think that they want to major in architectural design or something of that nature, what qualities would you think make a good student of, or just an architect in general?
They have to have a pretty good background and knowledge of a lot of different things. When you look at how complex some of these school buildings are that we're building now, there's a lot that goes into it. So I would say you have to have the motivation and be driven. That's probably a couple of things that I see the younger generation. You got to go 100
give it 110%.
Is there a specific college that in here in California or maybe out of state that you would recommend a really good architectural school?
Well, there's a few of them, but Cal Poly being it's the closest, right down the street here, they have a huge engineering and architecture department. So they'll custom write any kind of engineering degree that you want to pursue, whether it be microfibers, architecture, or casting aluminum. So they're pretty versatile in what they can do.
So there's different like types of majors if you want to be an architect?
Well, you could specialize in structural engineering, soils engineering, heating and cooling calculations, which is called Title 24. There's a lot of different kinds of engineering that goes into a building. So,
And how long would an average project take if you were to become an architect? Or would you just make the plans and not do any of the actual constructing?
architects just do the designing and the drawings of it. They actually do nothing with the construction. That's handed over to people that do that.
Throughout your careers, have you ever faced any big struggles on the architectural side?
No.
No, not really.
No, I mean, after a while, it's like when building houses, there's not much of a challenge left in it after a while. I mean, it's just another house. So for me, building something like, I don't know, something different like a 4 or 5 story building I haven't done, that would be a little more challenging. 2 stories are just, not much of a challenge anymore.
Okay, well, thank you. Before we leave, would you want to say anything else to the people in the Toyota mentorship program? Any advice or anything?
Buy a Toyota. My next vehicle is going to be a Toyota. I've had 3 Toyotas, and I can't wait I'm looking forward to have another Toyota truck with 4-wheel drive.
You hear that? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you.